It's Tuesday at 3, so you know what time it is. It's time to talk about the worst start in New York Jets history. It's time to talk about the only team in the history of the NFL to get 0 takeaways in their first 5 games. So, of course, there are lots of questions. Are we going to get a single answer from anybody? Bueller? Well, let's start with Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a Jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jets! Let's go! There you go, Woody!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, the Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green meets Wudi.
Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy, James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi rocking everywhere. Right here, my man, he got the shovel. I'm about to jump into the hole that he's digging. He is the boy who became king, hardest working man in the biz. None other than Mr. Paul Esden Jr. How you doing, my good sir?
I want to get to one of our questions right off the top rope, if I can, Wudi. I want to cut right to the jugular. I've got a question, because this is what the show's supposed to be about. The top question we need to answer before the Jets' next contest, which is in international waters against the Denver Broncos. I have a question for you, James Wudi. Are you ready?
I am ready.
That wasn't my question, but I guess technically that was also a question. But is Hep going to be playing in international waters?
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man.
Moron!
Boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone,
J-E-T-S, Jets!
Boy Green, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green.
J-E-T-S, Jets!
Let's go!
Look at that. And Hep wearing the Boy Green Wudi shirt. Us all together. Oh, my goodness. My question is, will he be leading the London charge for the Jets? It could only help their chances, I imagine, if he's playing and strumming it, because I see we already had that question right off the top rope, which was the only way to go about it. CBW on Twitter. We're streaming live in a lot of different destinations. Like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. How'd the tailgate go? Well, I know Hep was rocking and ready to roll. It's great to see Hep and Mrs. Hep, for that matter, at the tailgate. Man, what a time, Wudi. What a time.
What a time is correct. This is my first time appearing on this channel since the tailgate. You know, my man is the hardest working man in the biz. So he already been on here once, twice, 3 times. Already been on here, but this is my first time addressing the 8,000 plus, following Boy Green Strong. And let me tell you, it was a day that I will never forget. Truly, honestly, deeply. We'll never forget that day. Was everything. One of the best days I had in my life until 1:05 p.m. And just the love, being able to meet so many of you get faces to the name, laugh, cheers, with the, beverages, food, dancing. I mean, DJs, they came to play. And I was out here busting a move. I think I might have, traveled more yards just on the dance floor than the New York Jets did in the first half. It was a spectacular time. I can't wait for next year where we can reunite again and do it even bigger, even better. Make improvements to what it was, because it was fantastic. But we going bigger and better next year, man. So definitely eternally thankful for everybody who came out. Eternally thankful for you, Boy Green. And yeah, how was the tailgate? It was A+. If you have an argument with that grade, please see the teacher after class so we can discuss, because it was an A+ to your boy.
Real quick, you just said that we're going to try to review what we did and try to see what we can learn from it and be better at. Is that self-scouting? What is that? I haven't seen that with the New York Jets so far this season, so I'm unaware of whatever that strategy is, but it sounds pretty profound. We should employ that moving forward. So, yes, if you guys missed all the festivities, pictures and videos, even more to come. I've been dropping a couple of little nuggets here on YouTube here and there, some Twitter, some Facebook, some Instagram. People over on Discord are seeing a lot. Of course, being a part of that private community, you guys have seen a lot more pictures and videos, but more to come there, Wudi. And if you guys missed it, sorry, suckers, you should have been there. But we will be doing this every year moving forward. So we're going to pick a Jets home game, and maybe in the future it'll be a road game. Who knows? But for at least the immediate future, we'll pick a Jets home game, and you guys will hear about it in like May, June area. So you guys want to be super ready. People are making these decisions months ahead of time. So make sure you get a ticket so you don't miss it like some of you may have this time around. It was a delectable time, and it didn't matter what the score was of the game. It mattered to us because we're diehard Jet fans, of course, and everyone that was there, it mattered. But I meant in terms of the time we were going to have. Wudi cracked the mic, and I remember a lot of the things that Wudi said because I wasn't drinking any of that. And Wudi said, I'm not going to be here for a long time, but I'm here for a good time. And then cheers, everybody. And everyone, woo, yeah. Wudi can rev up the people on the microphone, that's for sure. So, folks, if you want to be a part of it next year, a pretty special group where we all sit together for the game and we party before the game. Lou B has already informed me he's hit the re-sign button. Him and DJ Gina are coming back. Okay, we locked that one in. Chef Kevin Gilbert said re-sign button. I'm like, all right. The only person we need to lock in is Boy Green and Wudi. And since I'm talking in third person, one half of that team's already re-signed. So, where do you want the Herbie Hancock, baby? Let's get it on. So there it is. It's official. Everyone is re-signed. Yes. The only people that are missing are you out in the audience, which, again, we'll know the opponents for the Jets next season at the end of this season. And then it'll be a lot of discussions about where that is on the calendar and things of that nature, which we won't know until next May. But I'm very much looking forward to it. What a cool time. And, man, it was awesome to finally put names to faces, Woody. There's so many in our comments section that I had only known by an avatar logo or something on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or what have you. So, terrific to meet so many wonderful people and meet some people for multiple times who were at the meet and greet and at the tailgate. It was spectacular, man. Unlike our Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I literally don't care what happens the rest of the season. That was the highlight of the season. Like, even imagine how glorious it would be. This is obviously fantasy. You might believe it will happen, Boy Green, but if the Jets just run the table from right now, and they are 12-5. And they, make the playoffs. Still, my highlight of the season would be that tailgate with all of you. Just like I said, drinking beers, having cheers, dancing, all that, and again, names to the face. That was huge. We'll see what happens with the footage. Obviously, Boy Green said we're going to be releasing some footage, so hopefully I got some footage to back up this claim. But it did happen. I swear to God, people have brought me inside. They brought me inside and said, Wudi, you might have been right about a couple of the off-season things you were saying. So that was also nice to hear, because I know in the comment, we all want to be, kumbaya, positive. Let's hope for this, hope for that. But, as CBW always reminds everybody, Wudi keeps it real. And I'm glad that 5 weeks in, you guys already see what I've been trying to tell you pretty clearly since April.
Well, there's a lot of things that I'm always right about. But one thing in particular is the Cloverleaf Tavern, which was terrific. Jets Worldwide on the Take Flight Talk channel. Said I just finished my Cloverleaf Tavern leftovers. My fiance did the same thing for lunch earlier today. Was delicious. So whether it was the food straight at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant or the food at the tailgate, which he did, his wonderful wife, Kev Jr., I want to make sure that we give shout outs to everyone that's involved, especially like we mentioned Lou B and the B Sprinter Tracker, DJ Gina, and who was her DJ compadre? Will? Is that right?
Willie, yeah, Willie beaming.
Willie.
He was beaming all day.
Oh, yeah, he was. So, and they had a whole team of people that were with them, helping them out. I got to shake their hands and meet them. So, Willie, Gina, Lou B, Chef Kev Jr., Mrs. Gilbert. Oh, man, it was a spectacular show. Thank you, everybody. And again, more and more to come. But we've got questions for this coming off this Jets-Cowboys game, which obviously leads into the Jets-Broncos game, Woody. And let me ask the first one. And this one, I know sometimes we ask the question, like sort of have a skull in our hand and ask it, we are or we are not. You know, I will ask the question and have you answer said question. Okay? How long will the Jets' undefeated streak outside of the United States of America last? I ask you that, Woody. Heading into this weekend, how long will their undefeated streak last, James Woody?
You mean like defeated? Like they have not won?
Well, they have not lost. So they're undefeated. They are undefeated currently outside of the United States of America. Now that will be put to task. That will be put to challenge coming up this weekend. So they are undefeated, baby.
But you're not saying like because they clearly lost like last year. Like so you're saying
well,
like,
but then this season. Let me clarify.
Oh, so this is like a fake stat. Okay.
It's not a fake stat. It's a real stat.
No.
Undefeated, no losses.
How long will it last? 10 minutes? Like they gonna fall? What do you mean? Oh, they about to get mollywopped by the Denver Broncos.
Mollywopped?
Yeah, they about to gallop all over those dudes. For sure.
Wow, absolutely not for sure. We'll see. Hey, man, you know what? I said it. So like September stunk. The Jets went 0-4 in September. And I'm like, well, we're undefeated in October. Well, that's no longer true. We lost to the Cowboys immediately, but we're undefeated outside of the country of America so far this season, as I need to specifically reference. And hey, the Denver Broncos, they're riding high. Broncos country, let's ride. Okay, they're riding high for their win over the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. So that means they're perfect for the night. So up, Chuck. And you can get them right when they're least expecting it for your JETS. Jets.
Yep, then we wake up because it was all a dream. Anyway, my question for you,
all right,
is does Aaron Glenn need a bigger glove? All right, the man who is full of just theatrics. Oh, we adding refs to the practice so that we can handle penalties. Oh, they have a fumbling issue. So last week, what did we see? Oh, he got a big old cute little glove. I don't even know where he went. Maybe he ordered it on Amazon for $12. Cute little glove on. Oh, just a little, right? And that did not solve any issue for the team because they still fumbling. So yeah, you need an actual, glove. What do you need? What can you do to stop this fumbling issue? Because the theatrics have not worked. The great week of practice did not work. So, what is left at Aaron Glenn's disposal?
We did all kinds of things back in high school. When someone would fumble the football, we did you sleep with the football, you take it to classes, you're holding the football, you're holding on to the football day. We've done the duct tape the football to your arm like a little chicken wing, and you keep it all around, and you're like, hey, buddy, you ain't losing that. And then we just rib them, do whatever you got to do to make sure you get that football. and we talk about the 3 points of contact in football all the time, is that you have the middle finger on the point, high and tight, and you have it tucked inside the bicep. Like, man, we talk about the 3 points of contact on the football at all times. We talk about football awareness, is that where's your boundary sideline of switching the football and being able to do it safely, not in the middle of action, of course, of making sure that you protect yourself, and if you do fumble, that it would go out of bounds, or the chances dramatically increase because a ball's oblong shape. It could bounce in a lot of different ways. It's about football intelligence. It's about 3 points of contact. It's about, of course, drilling it all the time about how important protecting the football is. And for the Jets, there's been a lot of different versions of the fumble. That hasn't just been one specific scenario. Braylon Allen reaching over the goal line. That is poor football intelligence, opening it up to an opportunity for someone to come backside and pop it out, which happened. Breece Hall. Now, he also had helmet-to-helmet contact on top of his fumble, but with all the fumbling issues, it's hard to make excuses for one guy versus another guy. Same thing, ball, boop. He was full up, and that was a tomahawk. What's up? Of getting it out there. Justin Fields in the pocket, where he's been getting these pop-outs of strip sacks, or like all of a sudden he is in half transition from passer to runner. We saw that in the Buffalo game where he was like, I'm good. And he started to go, and then pow, booyah, ball pops, and loose biscuit happening there. So, you know, I don't know if Aaron Glenn needs a bigger glove, maybe a smaller glove, and then just like a little like, you try different angles, do whatever you got to do, because the Jets are 0-5. And sure, not having, as you mentioned, the historical nugget, not having a takeaway through the first 5 weeks has never happened before from a defensive perspective all time. Obviously that would help the Jets. Shorter fields help the offense out, but for goodness sake, it's not about taking away. It's not giving away. You get a turnover. You get a protect the gosh darn football, man. You can't win games that are losing the turnover battle every bleeping time. So to me, I think the Jets, but Aaron Glenn keeps saying they're going to come in bunches. They're going to come in bunches. Well, we've been giving them out in bunches, like bunches of bananas at a local grocery store. The Jets need to look inward first, and I think that's it. Taking the ball away would be cool. How about keeping it yourself and hope someone else makes a mistake? You have the battle of attrition that if you just keep doing the right things, eventually your opponent's going to make the mistake and you capitalize on the mistake. So that's it for me. I think the Jets should stop worrying about outside. Oh boy, we need to do this to the Broncos. We need to do this. No, what do we need to do? Look in the mirror and do some self-reflection, for the love of God. That's what I need to see from the NYJ, Woody.
Yeah, I think that's what we all need to see, but until then, we all Stevie Wonder right now. We just very superstitious. That's all we got right now. Hit me with your next question.
It's this, Woody. How much longer should you hold that jersey hostage in your closet behind you? What am I talking about? If you go back to our intro, I can't bring it up quick enough, of Boy Green meets Woody. That, you may see, what, is that a 20 jersey on James Wudi? How much longer is Breece Hall going to be a member of this roster, Wudi? And it's not because of ineffectiveness. It's not like he's going to get cut like Isaiah Williams, who somehow the Jets brought back. That's another show we should do. What in the hell? But it's about the Jets capitalizing on opportunity. They're 0-5. No team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-5. Now, I'm not sure a lot of people are thinking playoffs at 0-5 anyway, but the point is, if you can't make the playoffs, this is an extremist league. You either want to win the Super Bowl or have the number one pick. Purgatory is the worst place to be in the middle. So if you're hanging in this middle ground of nothingness, the Jets have to do a hard, long look less than a month away. November 4th is the NFL's trade deadline. Breece Hall is top 10 in rushing right now in this moment in time. You want to go to all scrimmage yards, he's even higher. But if you're looking at Breece Hall and what he is, the Jets have to ask an honest question. Do they have any thought of bringing Breece Hall back? And if they do, they got to vet that out and see if Breece would also be interested. And if not, are you trading Breece? That's a dangerous thing to do with Braylon Allen, may be out for the entire season, a difficult challenge. So I ask you, James Wudi, how much longer is Breece Hall going to be part of this roster, man?
This is what we keep talking about. I've been talking about it since April. Right? You guys keep bringing this up, and I still don't see the necessity. Never saw it. Don't know if I will see it. as long as he wants to be on the team, he should have a spot on the team. His price might actually, be going down a little bit because I don't think he's been he's still, in his mind, in his heart believes, he is, black CMC level. He hasn't quite had the consistency, and he still hasn't had that consistency yet. So I think you can kind of get him at a discount for, a prove it bridge kind of contract to, earn that contract with a prove it deal. I don't think depleting the roster in terms of tanking is a good idea, especially since they're doing a fantastic job of just tanking themselves, right? You want to be able, because this is what I was afraid of when they fired Robert Saleh for no reason in week 5, was that for now, the foreseeable future, this fan base is just going to be okay with losing. And a lot of you are already, what were we expecting year 1, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, but we don't have this time. We've done this with everybody. We don't have this time. We need to reload and get going. So yeah, I would like, to keep somebody of that caliber on the best bargain that we can find.
I want to do a follow-up here. CBW says, what would Hall get? A 5th-round pick. So in context, I've not heard the most recent edition of this podcast with all the travel. I've not had a chance to listen to it yet. And that Sean talked about is Jets' final drive with insider Zach Roseblatt, Connor Hughes. However, the week prior, so last week, Connor Hughes emphatically said with how Breece Hall has been playing, they can no doubt get a 3rd-round pick, is what Connor Hughes says. So I don't know if that changes at all anything in your mind, Wudi.
I don't care about none of that.
Oh, okay. All right. That is clear. By the way, let me get a breaking item in here into our conversation. Let's hit it. We got some Jets news-ish to get to. Here we go. Jerry Jones. I don't know if you saw this during the game here, Woodster, but Jerry Jones, as you'll see here on the screen, yeah, that is Jerry Jones, and I'll go full screen here so you guys can see it. Yeah, that's Jerry Jones right there giving the bird to a Jets fan. He pointed one out. Yep, there it is right there. Now, in Jerry Jones' defense, he said he was going for the thumbs up, but accidentally gave the middle finger. And
did he really say that?
He did he said, actually, that was not the intended gesture I was going for. I was aiming for the thumbs up and accidentally went to the middle finger. And a fan commented underneath, I totally understand where Jerry Jones is coming from. I've been at the grocery store before, and as I was walking out, the guy said, here's your bag, sir. And I said, fuck you, buddy. I mean, thank you. So, a very natural response to accidentally flip someone off when you're trying to go for the thumbs up. Those fingers are close together. I can totally understand how that would happen. Well, here's the breaking news of it from the National Football League. Jerry Jones was fined $250,000 as punishment for flipping off a Jets fan and having it caught on camera, according to ESPN NFL insider Adam Schefter. Wudi, your thoughts?
That excuse is top notch. I gotta write that one down.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, I don't got too much else to say about that. The Cowboys, I mean, we were in the stadium, the Cowboys fans, which it seemed like pretty much a 55-45 split. It definitely was not feeling like home field advantage. They were having a great time the whole time. So yeah, Jerry's just another one of them.
But that excuse, and that's for real. That's not some onion thing that Jerry Jones said. I went for a different gesture, which is hilarious. So thank you, Jerry Jones, for that. That is funny. All right, Wudi, let's get back to the business at hand here with our questionnaires here.
I had a question. I will bump that question to be my third question, and ask question number. Or X's question that I saw in the comments. Oh, if that is
What the hell's going on?
Okay. So yes, I have a question, right, that I was ready to ask, but I'm gonna bump that question because I saw a question in the comments.
Oh, sure.
And I said, ooh, I'd love to answer this, so I'm gonna ask it. You know what? I'm gonna ask and answer, and then you can answer.
Okay, great. All
right. Chris Mack, he asked a little while ago. He's been waiting, 8 minutes. He asked at 3:17, if the Jets get the first pick, do you grab a QB or trade down or acquire the best defensive player? As of right now, we can't really blame Fields. 4 passing TDs, 3 rush, 0 picks. Well, Chris Mack, when the Jets get the first overall, no, I'm not even gonna say when.
Oh, damn!
Because no, because they're clearly gonna win games at the end of the season and get the 3rd pick. That's classic Jets. I personally, I'm grabbing a QB. I am. I think because you have AG, you have Tanner Engstrand, you're assuming that they will be around for at least 2 years. I think it's a solid place to bring in a guy that if he got the intangibles that they're looking for. I think you can bring him in, develop him, and be the guy. When you look at, obviously there's a long history of the Jets being unable to develop QBs, but I really believe that for Sam Darnold, the team around him was out. You want to talk about booty cheeks, whatever. You don't know the ass until you look at the teams that he had to work with, where he had a GM or regime that felt like Brashad Perriman was a step up from Robbie Anderson and didn't even have anybody across. That's not going to be the case for this new QB, right? Garrett Wilson is a lock. The O-line is not going to be bottom 5. It would be easier to get, somebody across from Garrett. Mason Taylor's on a rookie deal moving forward. So I really think a QB would be, or not even like the QB is the best move. That is what, pick that high, get your franchise guy for real this time. I do think that Tanner Engstrand has been dialing up plays. I think he would be great to help develop this QB. Fields, I'm not going to say he's been terrible. He hasn't been terrible. He has been struggling bad to read an NFL defense to, prop up his stats and be like, oh, he's been fantastic. I mean, look at his first half. Like the boy, we are the garbage in the New York dumpster trucks. We are the New York garbage time team. I don't know how many, other than the Steelers game, how many touchdowns have come in the first 45 minutes of the game. It's like that, and that's like a real stat. Like, it's disgusting. So you can actually miss me with all that, trying to tell me that Fields has proven that he is worth our time. I would respectfully disagree, and I'm drafting a QB. Over to you, BG.
I would say Justin Fields has not been the problem. There was a lot, like if you said, Paul, I want you to itemize the problems for the Jets, and I'm like, well, penalties, coaching, this. Like, if I actually made a list, I'd get to a lot of things before I'm like, you know what, that Justin Fields guy, a little messed up. I'm not saying he's perfect, but like, there are so many other things that I'm looking at before you get to Justin Fields. So the stats that bring it up, he hasn't thrown a pick. That's true. He's had a couple of fumbles, but it's fair to say that the context of him running the football versus any other quarterback obviously is much greater. So the chances of fumbling are more. The more I get in a car, the higher my chance of getting in an accident. If I never get in a car, never get in an accident. I've never thrown a pick either. I haven't played in any NFL games, of course. So, that's a legitimate stat to bring up. I'm glad that Fields isn't doing that. I think sometimes he's taking a little bit too much time, as we've seen, and we saw painfully during that Jets-Cowboys game. But no, I don't think he's the problem. But even still, if the Jets are in a position with a top 5 pick, where they currently are, obviously they're currently scheduled to slot number 1 overall. And there is no world that Justin Fields is like MVP quarterback, unquestioned, he's our guy, and we have the number 1 pick. Those two things are not aligned. Justin Fields, if he's playing well, the Jets will not have the number 1 overall pick. They won't have a top 5 pick. They might have a top 10 pick because of, I will tell you, the realm of possibilities. I didn't see this defense being this bad. So that is, woof. You would have told me this offseason. I'm like, oh, man. There's no world that Justin Fields plays awesome and then the team, the record doesn't equate. But now seeing how bad this defense is, I guess it's possible. But the fact of the matter is this, long story short, I think there's a healthy debate to be had here. I think if Wudi prepared points and I prepare points, I could, if Wudi told me before the show, hey, I'm taking this side, I think I could argue the other side, and you can make a compelling case. Again, everyone brings up 2021. Jets had the 2nd overall pick in Zach Wilson. The 49ers offered 3 first-round picks to the Jets to trade up. They wanted Zach Wilson. They said, nah, we got Zach Wilson. And that went horrifically wrong, and they traded away Sam Darnold. But there are plenty of examples of teams that had that top pick traded out. The other team got the quarterback, and then they got effed. I bring up Cleveland. When you go back to the Jared Goff, Carson Wentz year where they went 1-2, both of those top 2 picks were traded. And Cleveland traded back and said, we'll get a bunch of picks. And they suck. So those picks didn't mean crap. They're just lottery picks. You still have to cash them in for the right players to do the right homework. So if it was up to me and we have a top 5 pick and this Jets regime is like, oh, this is our guy in terms of quarterback, then I want them to take a quarterback. It would be malpractice if they believe there's a franchise quarterback on the board and they're like, I don't know if we're ready. Was Washington ready when Jaden Daniels just said, hey, buckle up, you bastards? We're going to the NFC Championship game? No. So, like, it's not every situation is perfect. You can't just say, I'm going to perfectly assemble this car that, this last funky dice right on the front. Oh, this is going to be nice. It doesn't always work out that way. I'm 100% in on a quarterback if the Jets are in a position to take one. And, of course, the regime believes. I don't want the Jets to just randomly go, well, we're at the top of the draft, might as well take a guy. Now, I hope not. That should not be the strategy whatsoever. But if you believe, then drive the car and go. How many chances do you get? I also bring up this other example, Arthur Smith in Atlanta. He tried to do this strategy of, like, trading back. And just always assembling the rest of the car. You want to know his quarterback that got a chance to draft? It doesn't exist. He never got the chance. Desmond Ridder doesn't count outside of the first round. He never got his chance because he was building the rest of the car, and they never got the quarterback, and he got fired before he ever got a chance to pull the trigger, which the next regime got to do with Michael Penix. So you have to take your shot when you get the opportunity. Point blank.
Very nicely put. Specifically on the trade back option,
yeah,
I'm cool with a trade back. Like if they feel like this class is deep and there are a few guys that they can work with different skill sets, and they want to kind of roll that dice. Yeah, okay, trade back, a couple spots. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I guess the big takeaway is, though, that, we need to get a franchise QB on the roster as soon as possible.
And I don't want to speak for Wudi, so I'll just speak for myself. He could speak for it because people are asking, who's that quarterback? Candidly, I haven't paid attention because I don't want to. I watch college football, but I'm not like, oh, who are we going to get with the top pick? I'm trying to win now. I'm trying to, and apparently so was AJ, but I'm trying to win now. I'm trying to stack some dubs, so I'm not paying attention to mock drafts or anything. I haven't looked at a soul. The only time I had was the Jets are the only winless team in football. I went, here's a Tankathon update that I didn't want to give in the first week of October. That's it. I have not looked at anything, so I don't have a guy. I'm not saying, I want Mateer. I want Klubnik. I want this guy. I have no idea. I've got no stock yet in the quarterback. Eventually, we may have no other choice. If we're at some horrific position, then and the Jets have been mathematically eliminated, all that stuff, then I'll have no choice but to start looking at the draft. I'm not there yet. I don't have a guy. Wudi, I don't want to speak for you. Is there a quarterback you're rooting for the Jets to acquire? Is there someone that has caught your fancy?
I have said on this show multiple times the name Lenore Sellers. My guy Hep, or our guy Hep, has just said it as well. Number one, that may be so that's a situation now where, okay, we can trade down and, get more pieces, even for the foreseeable future, right? Like an extra first next year, something like that, and still get our guy. Of course, the sell for him is that his skill set is very similar to Justin Fields. If this regime felt like, wow, we can build our offense, we can build our future, our franchise around a guy like that. Well, then let's get Sellers, who is, a speedy guy, can run with the football, but his arm is massive, and the arm talent, and also like I said, the intangibles may be a little bit better for the pro level where we haven't seen Fields put it all together. Let's get that fresh set of clay that they can mold, in their own image. But I think as the college, season progresses, it'll be clear. I mean, and that's what always happens every season, right? We all have our ideas of who the guy is in September, but by the time you get to April, we're talking about names that we never even were considering in September. So that's what I'm saying about the regime. But the philosophy is still the same. Get your guy that you think fits your mold.
I appreciate Johnny Boy shout out here. He says, BG and Wudi. I want to give a major shout out to my guy Wudi with the dance as while rocking the slides. Hell yeah, Playboy. And I would say this. This is, again, Wudi mentioned, I've been on a lot of shows since the tailgate. One name I've not mentioned yet, it was awesome to finally meet her in person, is Abby, who's filled in on this show before, and she's a part of the Take Flight Talk crew that you see all the time as well. In terms of content, we're streaming live in 5 different places. Like the video, hit subscribe if you guys are watching on YouTube. Shout out to the Instagram folks. Hey now. Shout out to the Twitter folks. Hey now. I appreciate you. And yes, I will tell you this, because at certain points I just said, let me try to take a step back and take footage of the tailgate. I pull up my phone, and I'm like, and I'm just panning from left to right, and like people go chants and food, and I get to the dance floor, and Woody's doing like and Abby's with him, and she's vibing with it. She's like, "Oh, okay, this guy's playing." And I just went like, "Okay." I had no idea that I was eventually going to end up on you. I'm just like, "Oh, okay, here we go," and I'm like, hey now, look at this. And Woody's just like bum 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 bum. And there was just a lot of moves happening there. And then Abby it seemed super impressed that she was trying to match your vibe. So yeah, 100%. I got a lot of compliments on the Woody dance moves. I don't know why I received them. I said return to sender. Sorry, you sent those to the wrong place, but I will accept them and pass them along. But thank you. So yeah, Woody, you got a lot of compliments on the moves.
Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, Abby, always a great time. I mean, that was actually my first time meeting her in person, but that was a great time. That's how we gotta express the excitement is with some moves on the floor, and of course, that the road to that was DJ Gina Turner and Willie Beeman doing their thing. They was beaming us to the fantasy, beaming us. Yeah, to the vibes. And yeah, hey, we're gonna pull out even better moves next year. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, of course, okay, we gotta keep on. All right. Yeah, keep on keeping on. But there
we go. That's it.
So I saw something to hear about Drake May. The Patriots. I was trying to tell y'all about that too. That was another thing I said in April, and you guys laughed at me. What? Drake May is better than Justin Fields? Like, it's crazy how you guys just have those green goggles on. It's actually disgusting. It's like so disgusting how you guys just be trying to grasp at straws and overrate, bums, like just for the sake of, not acknowledging that, our team is ass. But hopefully it's clearer for all of you now that Drake, like they're not even in the same stratosphere.
Hey, I don't like giving flowers to the Patriots, but year one coach Mike Vrabel, like not ever, obviously. Mike Vrabel's been a head coach before, coach of the year as well. But they're in New England. They went into Buffalo and slayed the dragon that is the Buffalo Bills in a primetime game. Stephon Diggs return. Hey man, Drake may make some big boy throws in that fourth quarter. That is for certain. So deserves a lot of love from that perspective. What? Anywho, I'll get to you in a second, honey. Let's also get to this super chat coming in from our boy Terrence Hill, baby. Hey now, okay. Wow. Terrence Hill, a member for 15 months on the channel. It was great seeing Terrence both at the meet and greet and at the tailgate. He said, what an amazing weekend. I had some moves, LOL. And I will say this for Terrence. He had the most moves I've ever seen in a phone box. And what do I mean by that? A phone box. Like
Yes, yes.
he had like a and then a little bit and then he was doing one of these like step, step, and step, and step, and regardless of the song, he just like he took a second and got the beat, so it was like, and he just started picking up, and then if it like was like and started slowing down, he just went like, and then he
was
just
that playing? I'm about to miss that point.
he just, but whatever the song was, fast, slow, he adapted the body movements to the beat, and I was very impressed. And he was rocking the Chad Pennington jersey, so love that, the old the legend himself. So I respect that. Yeah.
Yes, I can definitely confirm. My God, Terrence, he had some awesome moves. Absolute great time. Yes, we definitely shared the dance floor. I think Earth, Wind, and Fire was playing, and we was producing some fire on that floor. No doubt.
Yeah, let's try to. Well, we can work on any questions from the audience. If you guys have more questions, obviously, pop those in. Thursday, we'll have my boy. I love this guy. It's sort of a weird scheduling quirk that the Jets have played the Broncos. What is it? 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be the 6th time in a row that the Jets and Broncos have played, and they're not division rivals. It's just a very weird quirk that they've finished in the right place and the right divisions, have played the right divisions, where this will be the 6th time in a row the Jets have played the Broncos. So I've gotten to get very familiar with this guy. I met him at the Hall of Fame a couple years ago when the Jets were playing the Hall of Fame game, and I was just like, whoa, Phil Milani, who's he worked for the Denver Broncos for a very long time before now doing his own thing. And love having Phil on. I was like, hey, Third Party Thursday? He went, I'm in, baby. So Phil Milani will be joining us on Thursday. I'm very much looking forward to that. So that is going to be a goodie. Can't wait for that. So we'll get more into Jets Broncos, and we obviously can answer some more fan questions. I don't know who we were on last there, Woody, but if you have a fan question or a fan question or your own question to ponder to the universe, please throw it out there.
Yeah, I'll go next. This is, I'll say, I guess with the timing, I'll say this is my last question. Of course, fans,
right,
if you have questions, you can. But the question that I wanted to ask on my paper here was, what impact is my guy Jermaine Johnson going to make in his return? Because I feel like there is a section of people, and I'm not going to highlight anybody, but there's a section that is saying, hey, why are we blaming the players? The players are messing up. They are the ones, AG's not fumbling, AG's not
it's true,
going off sides, or tagging roughing the passer. And my answer is that Quentin Williams is an all-pro football player. We got guys that were fantastic, and now under a new regime, they don't look as well. I'm not sure if that's the ingredients or if that's the chef that's preparing the food, and I'm inclined to blame the chef, since I've seen a different chef come in and produce all-pro quality play. So, with that being said, we've seen Sauce not look like Sauce. We've seen Michael Carter not look like Michael Carter. We've seen Jamie and Sherwood look like, I don't even know what he looked like. But with Jermaine Johnson, I thought he was pretty solid in week 1. Then he's been hurt. So I'm very curious to see what he looks like, in a full game with this regime, which unfortunately we're 5 weeks in and we haven't had yet. But hopefully if this is the first of them, I'm very curious to see what type of impact he makes, because Lord knows we need to start generating pass rush. Like, it's disgusting how the best in the league for 2 of the last 3 years, and now like against 4 backup Cowboys offensive linemen, they can't even get in the backfield. It's disgusting.
Disgusting is the appropriate word to use. It's disappointing. Would be another D word if we're focusing on some alliteration. And you go to week 1 where Will McDonald had 2 sacks. We're like, holy shit, this guy's on pace for 34 sacks this season. I like that math. It was looking pretty good. And, well, it's been 1 quarterback hit since that moment. No sacks to speak of. So, and that's just Will McDonald as 1. And we throw it over here to Jermaine. The thing that I don't know whose decision this was. I guess you have to throw it at AG. Jermaine Johnson playing 89% of the snaps in week 1 coming off a torn Achilles seems like a very poor decision because he has been compromised since with a quote-unquote calf injury and, Achilles calf. I don't know. I'm not in. I did go before I left New Jersey yesterday. I went to this play school place in the mall right by the Jet Stadium, and me and my daughter got to draw things like on a piece of paper. And we got to, connect to dots and things of that nature. So I don't know if I'm, of qualified credentials to connect these dots as I was doing at that play school place yesterday. But 89% of the snaps coming off a torn Achilles, out for multiple weeks, missing 3, 4, 5 straight games as we're going through this. And I don't know now what it's going to be in international waters of whether or not he's going to come back this week. But it seems like he's closer to your point because he was questionable and a last-second scratch on the docket as an inactive. So you would think, well, he must be close. Now, AG did not clear him when he spoke earlier the week, said, oh, yeah, he's 100% playing. But we seem to be getting closer and closer potentially to that. I think he could make a tremendous impact, but I want to make sure that we don't make the same mistake we made week 1 where we played him 89% of the snaps and then he went MIA because I don't think we properly sort of worked him in slowly but surely. I want Jermaine here for the long haul, and specifically, I want him here for the length of the season. I don't want to play him another crazy amount of the snaps against Denver and then re-injures, anything happens, re-aggravates, and he's back on the shelf. So I think that's an important piece. But the Jets, again, they F themselves by not getting proper depth at defensive end where you were then forced. I can't blame Steve Wilkes and AG. There's a big red button in the middle of the room. Ooh, Jermaine Johnson. Ooh, that's better than Brandon. Have to rush to that choice. They could have been more patient. That's one I still struggle with.
Yeah, a super fair point. And one that I actually didn't even think about it that way. Like, yeah, damn, didn't even to the pool, not gonna dip a toe, no shin, just throw your ass into the deep end. And now, he's missed some games as a result. So I guess that's a really good point. But hopefully, that was my thing about Jermaine. I felt like he was the most complete defensive end on the team. In the run game, in the pass rush, he's just a beast. What he, how he attacks the game, how he approaches the game. I feel like that's somebody that we need on the field at all times. So. I guess they felt like that too. They gave him 8% of them, but we'll see how that goes. But that is, we all know, right? It's very clear that the defense is the biggest issue. It's crystal clear. And within the defense, what's the biggest issue within defense? We can actually probably disagree. I think a lot of people don't like the secondary. A lot of people, don't like the penalties. I hate the pass rush.
The linebackers suck.
The linebackers, that's a big, we lost Quincy. That's a big loss, but so that's and Marcelino, right? We lost
captain, my captain, mostly.
Yeah, and so it's that was, you already know how I felt about that. So, there's a lot to not like, and I think focusing on Jermaine. Hopefully that can help, right? Because if Jermaine helps the pass rush, then that's going to in turn help the secondary. That's another thing. Like this team just constantly shooting themselves in the foot. That's what I've always wanted to coach that would help out with the complementary football, which the Jets have always been the absolute worst of the worst. And you see other teams doing those little things that help win games. And that's why I really wanted Vrabel. But I won't be the Jets up about that because I don't know how serious of a candidate he really ever was, but damn, we still suck at that.
Yeah. Last question here from me, and it's one we explored earlier this week on Boy Green Daily. How much longer will Steve Wilkes be calling the plays for the New York Jets?
Well, let me bring up Stephen Fox's comment real quick.
Sure.
To Wilkes' defense.
Whoops. Oh, sorry, not Will McDonald being the Invisible Man for Halloween this year. Whoops, sorry.
I'm just gonna shout out to my guy whose brother was popping off at the fan base. Robert Saleh. Missing Sauce, missing DJ Reed. Practice squad boys out here covering AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. And what did that team do? What did that team do? That team forced 4 turnovers. 1, 2, 3, 4 turnovers on the Philadelphia Eagles and whooped them to the first loss to the Jets in franchise history. You know, good coaches, that's what they do. A lot of hype, and I said it in real time, so don't, say, oh, you flip up and go back to the tape. There was a lot of praise heaped on AG for, the Lions team was forced with, they had all these injuries and, they still weren't, trash. And I was thinking, like, the Lions defense wasn't really that great. Like, I don't understand, like, they talking about, they acting like it was a steel curtain, and he lost his guys. No, I mean, Aiden Hutchinson was having a phenomenal season, and Aiden Hutchinson is a beast. They lost guys, and they were average. Okay, that's cool. Great, coaches with a situation like this, they're supposed to do more than what we're getting out of this team. Guys are hurt all the time. The Cowboys' offensive line, 4 out of the 5 of them were hurt, and yet they weren't giving up sacks. Great coaches, they overcome injuries. That's just what it is. It's the scheme, it's the system. So how much longer Steve Wilkes calling the plays? I don't think he's going to lose that this year. I just think AG, he has his method, tried and true. He's going to try it. And then when we sit in at 2-15, then, hopefully changes are made at that time.
Which we'll see. Hey, and that doesn't even know that first season of Robert Saleh wasn't 2-15, so I guess it won't be the same comparison. But Jeff Ulbrich, he finished last in yards per game and points allowed in that 2021 season, and everyone wanted Jeff Ulbrich set on a pike. Robert Saleh didn't change defensive play callers in that year, and he didn't fire him after the year either. He stuck by him, and then the next year he's top 5 in every major defensive category that matters. So we'll see if AG has the same resilience, the same commitment to one Steve Wilkes after the season, regardless of the result is, which I imagine could be a point of consternation among the fan base. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching Boy Green Meets Wudi today. Again, another shout out, and I'm sure we'll do a million more of them for the tailgate and the meet and greet and all the love that you guys shared for our first annual. And that was another Wudi dance move when he was on the mic and he went he got shoulders into it. It was like I'm not quite sure I'm not sure if my body can physically do what his did, but he went the first annual Boy Green Wudi tailgate. And then a few times he just was able to get his like Junior. And then that sort of rallied the crowd as they were like sort of simmering on the surface. So we'll keep sending out the shout outs and love there. And shout out CBW Loves representing my Twitter people. So 255 in addition out there in the universe on top of our 300 here on all our YouTubes and Instagrams and everything. So yes, shout out to those as well. But yeah, man, blessed, humbled, honored when anyone had anything to say about the tailgate and how much fun it was, or meeting any of us or anything like that. A few of the people that stopped me when I was walking, we did some stuff after the game, and people pulled me aside and said, "Boy Green, I love the show, man." I'm like, man, I'm just some random guy. So that always means the world. So thank you guys for all saying all those nice things, and man, we can't wait to do it again next year, Woody. It's going to be a time.
Going to be a fantastic time. Definitely humbling. Definitely amazing. Yeah, I'm still on cloud 9. I can't lie, talking about it. But I guess that cloud will fade as we continue going into the week and talking about this terrible team. That continues on this show at least Thursday, Third Party Thursday. 3 p.m. We will be talking Jets Broncos, like Boy Green said, for the 6th time in a row, and it was going nice, and that's not going nice. And I think that's still where we're headed. Is that it's not going to be too nice, but we'll talk about it. Phil Milani, so excited to have him back on the show.
All right, let's give 2 more shout-outs. First off, 1, Luca, I see you on the Instagram feed, my brother from another mother, my Canadian brethren. Not that I'm Canadian. I guess I'm sort of close in New York, but that's neither here nor there. Luca, want to give you a shout out on Instagram. Woody, any Instagram people, we never give them love because the StreamYard, hey, it's not our fault, okay? We can't bring on Instagram comments. StreamYard, hopefully we'll get with the program eventually. But anyone on IG that you want to give a special shout out to?
Yeah, we got a couple people in the building. We got K James out here. Shout out. And my guy Drew. Drew's saying pop off, Woody. Hey, you already know that's as long as I got this mic in front of me, your boy's popping off. I got a whole lot of things to say, and I'm not afraid to say them. So you already know what's good.
And then one final one, I'll give a shout out to Macho, who joined me. He has a Macho Sports podcast. He joined me this morning on Boy Green Daily, and he started his own podcast. I'm going to be joining his podcast this week. So I love spreading the word on new upcoming podcasts, and I love helping with whatever I can help with for people that are starting podcasts out there in the universe. So thank you for thinking of me. I can't wait to join the podcast. You can talk about my journey and all this and Jets and all that fun stuff. So shout out to Macho. And everyone, make sure you go check out his new podcast that just came out. Appreciate it. Well, Woodster, that's going to dock this ship, for the time being. But I'm looking forward to some more waters being explored at some point later this week on Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. Boy Green meets Woody on Thursday. And, of course, we'll be back to our live watch party and play-by-play analysis coming up in the morning because the Jets, London, they're already in London. They traveled yesterday for their first international waters game, which will be 9:30 kickoff here in the States on the East Coast on Sunday. Can't wait for it. Should be a time. Yeah, baby.
A time is correct. Let's not throw an extra adjective in there. It's going to be a time.
We'll figure that one out later. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you like the video. Take Flight Talk, baby. TFT. I'm going to get that tattooed somewhere on my body, I'm sure. And so should you. But before you do that, maybe just like the video, hit subscribe. Let's start with baby steps, and we'll see where it goes from there. God bless everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.